Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Wahara Kwakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule and teach well. Teach well. Shalom to the brothers online, social media, on the highways and byways, pushing out truth, being diligent and sincere. Shalom to all the brothers and sisters there in the truth. Just want to get a few precepts quickly before coming into this truth. A lot of our brothers and sisters understand who we are now. Before coming into this truth, we was out in the world doing what we want, and now coming back into the truth, we realize that we have laws to abide by, just like the laws of this land, but obviously righteous laws. Because the laws of this land, you break certain laws and stuff like that. Or the laws they put in place, they are not righteous, they are unholy. But we understand Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's laws are righteous and gives us that sound mind. So, coming into this, we need to seek Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and redeem the time that we lost being out in the world doing all types of wickedness, not understanding the truth. So now it's a time of redemption time, is us trying to redeem ourselves. Let me just get a precept. This is Baruch 4:28. It says, "For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more." So we was out in the world, and still a lot of our brothers and sisters know they're Israelites, and they still don't want to hearken unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But the scriptures say us doing this wickedness, us going astray, us losing our heritage, losing the law, statutes and commandments that were given to us losing all this and forgetting who we are. Now we understand who we are. We need to the best of our ability, seek Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and don't slack and don't faint from it. We need to put in that work. To put in that work. So it says, he have brought these plagues upon you, shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. So the same one that can break down can build up, and there's only one that can do that. That's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So like the scripture says, us going astray, us losing all of these things, us going off doing wickedness, not following the laws, and that's the Lord. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is merciful. It says, for as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, not having that sound mind, all over the place, following what you think is right, but not what is actually right. It says, so being returned, seek Him 10 times more. So we have to go hard right now, because we understand the time is at hand, like I'm going to get now in Revelations 1 and 3. It says, blessed is he that readeth. So we need to open up this good book, open up the scriptures, and seek wisdom and knowledge, which is inside, man. And the more you seek it, and the more knowledge you get, the more wisdom you get through the scriptures, the more your knowledge will be increased. Like I said, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai can break down and also build you up, man. And if you want to be built up and you're being diligent, then the Most High Lord will, for the Yahweh Ratazah, through the will of the Most High, then He will grant you that knowledge and wisdom that you pray for. It says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear these words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein. So, this ain't just a storybook to read and then put the book down. We need to continually be inside these scriptures and keep the things that are written therein. Why is that? Because the time is at hand. So now, and this is why it says seek Him 10 times more, because we ain't got as much time as you think. This is Colossians 4 and 5. It says, walk in wisdom. And we understand that wisdom, the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, is the beginning of that. And all they that keep His commandments is wise. It's a wise thing to keep these commandments. So it says, walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time. So we're meant to be that little And we was kind of going into this on the weekend. We need to be that little bit of light shining, so we can shine upon our people that are still in darkness, man, and show them there is some light, that we can, we can be in the light, if we follow the Lord, by Shem Shai, and not the ways of this world, man. That's why it says, "Come out of her, my people." So we need to redeem ourselves, man, because we was being hella wicked, man. And when you go into that word redeeming, Strong's G1805, it says to make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good. That's the main bit I wanted to get. It says to make wise. So redeeming yourself would be to make wise, which is to fear Yahweh Shem Shai, which we wasn't fearing before. We wasn't acknowledging Yahweh Shem Shai before. You might have had a zeal and be, there's a higher power, but we didn't understand that comes with laws, statutes, commandments, ways to live, things to do, things that we shouldn't do. All of these things. And this is what we do by redeeming ourselves, is following those things. So it says to make wise and sacred use of every opportunity for doing good. And it says every opportunity, because we understand we're in our captivity right now. We can't spend all day in the scriptures or making videos and so on and so forth, because we under the rules of Esau. We still got to serve Esau in our captivity. And this is why it said every opportunity that we get, because brothers be working for Esau and these other nations for hours, 10 hours plus a day. So it's not as easy to do it. We can stay in the meditation and never let always walk in wisdom. But what we can't do is always read all day and stuff like this, because of the captivity we're in. And this is why it says sacred use of every opportunity. So the opportunities that we do get, that's what we need to take into seeking Yahweh Shem Shai, not just having Netflix on all day, not just watching Prime Video all day, not just texting, messaging gal all day, girls not just trying to chase after men all day. We're meant to be chasing after Yahweh Shem Shai, man, redeeming the time that we lost, man, in the world. This is Ephesians 4:28. It says, Let him that stole steal no more, but rather let him labor, working with his hands, the thing which is good, that he may have to give to him that needeth. So right now ain't the time for us to rest. It's the time to redeem ourselves, and that means putting in work. We need to labor in every opportunity we get, whether that's going out on the highways and byways, making videos to edify people, keeping brothers and sisters that are down, bringing scriptures out to keep them in the right spirit. That's all part of laboring. So we need to labor. And this could be twofold, but I'm talking in a spiritual way and in your walk as well. But we need to labor for Yahweh Shem Shai. We need to labor for ourselves to make our calling of election sure. We need to labor for ourselves to make sure that we're staying in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. So this is the time of putting in work, rehearsing the righteous acts, trying our best to stay in the spirit. It's Ephesians 5:16. It says, redeeming the time, seeking Yahweh Shem Shai 10 times more, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, man. This place is wicked as hell, man. Anything goes in this place, and they throw anything in your face. They put everything in front of your face. This programming from the TVs, all of this stuff, to make sure that you're not redeeming the time, and you're dwelling in this evil, man. And this is why it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, for it's polluted, man, polluted with evil. So yeah, it says redeeming the time, because the days are evil. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise. And we understand the wisdom of this world is foolishness. And this is why we're meant to not be loving this world, man. All the things that are in the world. Because then the love of the Father is not in you, man. Yahweh, Ba'ashem HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai. It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And the will of the Lord, the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the conclusion of the whole matter, Ecclesiastes 12, is to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and keep the commandments, man. That's the whole duty of man and woman and child, is to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and to keep and do the commandments. And the commandments are not grievous, man, but the commandments to our people nowadays are grievous unto them, because they rather be out all weekend partying, smoking, popping pills, so on and so forth, man. All types and manners of wickedness. But right, like the scriptures say in Ephesians, it says, redeem the time because the days are evil. And we was in the world doing all this evil. So coming into this truth, understand you're Israelite, there shouldn't be any excuses why you shouldn't be fulfilling the practices and the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. You ain't got no excuses, but our people are full of excuses and reason why they don't want to do this and do that. But the time is at hand right now. That's why we have to stay occupied in these prophecies. And yeah, Deuteronomy 10 and 12, it says, and now Israel, Yasha Allah. So these other nations are lawless, man. And we have taken part in their lawlessness, man. Even like when people, brothers say they're Muslim, you know, they still smoking, they still selling drugs. They're not even following their power. But you know, if you're truly following your power, and our power is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, then if you're following someone, then you're going to take the same path as them. And to take the same path as them, you got to do what they tell you to do. You know, go left here, go right there, you know, jump over straight. You know, we got to follow instructions. And our people hate following instructions, man. And this is why a lot of our people are going to get put to death in that day, along with these other nations, man. It says, and now Israel, you know, the princes of power, man, daughters of Zion, what doth the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai thy power require of thee? But to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai thy power, to walk in all his ways, man. That's the path. If we're following someone, you know, we got to walk in all his ways, man. This way, that way, you know. He's a guide for us, to give us guidance which we lacked as youths, because our mothers and fathers lacked as youths. And it goes back, and now it's time to, you know, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is building up back that house of David, man. And that's why this truth can never be stopped, man. We see it. It can only grow. It can only grow, man, this truth. And it's better to die if you got to go. It's better to die in this truth than out this truth, man. As the beloved brother Abadiah always says, man. It says, and now Israel, what doth the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai thy power require of thee? But to fear the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai thy power, to walk in all his ways, to love him. And how do we love him? It says, if you love me, keep my commandments. And to serve Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai thy power with all thy heart. So keep your mind occupied in these scriptures, and with all thy soul. All thy soul. It says to keep the commandments of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and his statutes which I command thee this day for thy good. So it's for our best interest and for our benefit to be following the law, statutes, and commandments that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gave to us. Because this is not our world. This is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's world, and we do what he tells us to do. It says, behold, the heaven and the heavens and the heaven of heavens is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is thy power. The earth also with all that therein is. The earth and everything in it belongs to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So we follow what we're told to do. And he gives us instruction what to do. So, you know, But our people want to go out and do what they want, thinking that it's going to lead to something where you're only going to lead to death, man. It only leads to death. If you want to choose Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you choose life. If you don't want to choose Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, you've chosen death. It says Psalms 90:12. It says, so teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. So, because our days are numbered, you know. If you are measuring the time, you know, we understand our days are numbered here, man. We can't really be taking days off. You can't take a day off out of the truth. You could take a day off work for Esau's work, but this truth, there's no time to be taking and being wishy-washy with it. It says, so teach us to number our days. Yeah, man, our days are numbered, man. So we need to put, you know, tomorrow's promised to no one. You know, I could go today. And this is why we need to stay in that right spirit. So when you do go, and if you do go, because there's some brothers that are not going to have to taste death. So if you do go, you know, you're not going to be ashamed when you see Yahweh Shai and the angels. You know, you ain't going to be ashamed. So it says, so teach us to number our days, man. And if you're in the scriptures and you understand them, you're going to realize that our days are numbered. It says James 4:14. It says, whereas ye know not what shall be of the morrow, on the morrow. Yeah, can't. Tomorrow is not promised for anyone. You know, this is the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's design. He designed and directed this before we was even born. It says, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanish away. So you're like a piece of evaporated, you know, if you drop like something and it gets evaporated, you know, it don't take long. You know, it's there 1 minute and you come back 10 minutes later and it was so hot, you know, it disappeared. And that's like our life, man. Like, one day to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is like 1,000 days to us. So in this little time that we have, is the main point I'm trying to get at. This little time that we have left, let's redeem ourselves from all the wickedness we've been doing so we can get our sins blotted out. But to do that, you need to be obedient and have obedience. Okay? And discipline, which I was going into as well the other day. Obedience and discipline. And if you want to check out the main channel, it's Yahweh's Messengers. You know, where you'll see the camp and we bring out certain lessons and information and, you know, bring out the word on the highways and byways. So we don't know what's tomorrow, man. So now is the time to put in work. Can't. And this is 2nd Esdras 9:1. He said me then, and he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently. So carefully be measuring out these time, man. You know, watch certain news. You know, we can't believe all newses, but there's certain newses that bring it out as it is. Not the mainstream media, because they just tell you what everyone wants to hear. You know, that's their agenda. They push their agenda through that. But there's certain ways you can measure the time, looking at the news, looking at the prophecies that are coming to pass. So that's what we do. It says, and answered me then. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, man. You know, when you go into Matthew 24, we see that we in the prophecies of the wars, the rumors of wars. So there ain't much more, man. Prophecies to pass. And if you was measuring the time, you would know that. So this we need to get right now and redeem ourselves through our works, through our walk. You know, what comes out our mouth. You know, so yeah, that's just to let Israel know we need to continue to stay in the spirit. Seek Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Let's go hard, because the time is at hand. Tomorrow is promised to no one. So, you know, you might want to put in that work today, man. Because tomorrow you might not, you know, have a chance. So today's the day to put in that work, man. So that's all I wanted to get, Israel. So on that note, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Shalom.